Hi, my darlings. I'm Sophie Darling, and welcome back to the channel. If you love anime, heartfelt reactions, and deep dives into symbolism and themes, then you're in the right place. Before we jump into today's reaction, don't forget to hit that like button to show some love, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a moment of fun. And if you want even more exclusive content like early access to my reactions, full length anime watch alongs, and an amazing community of fellow anime lovers, please do check out my Patreon. Your support truly means the world as it helps to keep these reactions coming, and I'd love to have you join our cozy little anime family. Today, we are reacting to episode 2 of series 1 of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and we are pursuing this in sub. I have decided that I really enjoy the sub version. I feel the emotional connection is really strong with the characters, and overall, I found it the most enjoyable. So that is how I'm going to pursue the series. I understand that a lot of people wanted me to watch this in dub, and I get it. The dub is good. There's just something about the sub that's pulling me in. There's something about that raw emotionality in the voice acting that is really engaging. And that's what is pulling me towards the sub more than the dub. I would have liked to have given the dub more chance, but unfortunately, I don't have all the time in the world to sit and watch sub and then dub of the exact same episode every single episode. Recording takes a while, and I have other things that I'm recording alongside for Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, so it's just not something that I can do long term. So we are going to pursue this in sub. I will probably watch dub in my free time, but for now, I'm happy with the choice that I've made. I think the sub is very good. I think the voice acting is phenomenal. The dub is also good. I must stress that. But there's just something about the sub that's pulling me in. The voice acting is just so raw and makes me more emotionally connect with the character more than the dub is doing. And I'm not sure why that is. I kept rewatching that emotional scene of Ed begging for his brother to be returned to him. And there was just something about it in sub that was so heart-wrenching. But then when I watched it in dub, I didn't feel that same emotional connection. I didn't feel that same tug on my heartstrings that I did in sub. So, kind of based on that is how I made my decision. I also really enjoyed the voice acting for Armstrong and for Ray as well. Whereas Alphonse, I would die for him in sub or dub. I've known him one episode, and if anything happens to Alphonse, I'm gonna throw hands. I would die for him. He's just such a sweet, precious little baby. And oh, he's so cute. He's so adorable. The voice acting in sub and dub is practically identical for those two characters. Absolute phenomenal job. But I really enjoy Ed's voice in sub more than I do in dub. That's not to say that his dubbed voice isn't good. It is. I just prefer it in sub. I just like the sub better. I feel like I'm more emotionally connected to Ed as a character in sub than I am in dub. But I'm not an elitist, I promise. I'm not. I gave both of them a chance, and based off of that episode, I preferred the sub, so I'm not going to justify it any more than what I've already done. I'm not going to talk for much longer because I've only watched one episode, so it's kind of hard to really gauge what direction the show is going in so far. If you want to see my thoughts on where I think the show is going, do check out my episode 1 if you're only finding me from episode 2, because I talked about it at the end. But yeah, I can't really talk too much until I've watched a little bit more and I can kind of see where the direction is going in terms of the character journey and the symbolism, because we didn't really gauge much from the first episode. So I'm really looking forward to the second episode to learn more, especially in terms of how the alchemy works, because the animation, oh, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I've only watched one anime with magic in it, which was Freerun. So it's really good to see a new sort of magic fantasy system taking place. I can't wait to see how it all works, but I am a bit dumb at times, so I may not click how it all works initially, but that's okay. We'll figure it out as we go.
錬金術は物質を理解分解再構築する科学なり。されど万能の技にはあらず、何かを得ようと欲すれば必ず同等の対価を支払うものなり。これすなわち錬金術の基本、等価交換
So
なり。
you have to
錬
sacrifice
金術師に禁
something.
忌あり、そは人体錬成なり。
Is that why he's missing an arm? Because he had to sacrifice something in order to regain his brother because Alphonse was taken? Or was Alphonse taken because he was trying to do something that required an equal sacrifice, which is why they took Alphonse to fulfill whatever their attempt was, and then he had to sacrifice something else in order to bring his brother back. Either way, it's interesting that it doesn't create something out of nothing. Something has to be given of equal value, which is making me then think that when Alphonse was taken, that was because they were trying to do something with alchemy, that alchemy was like, well, we have to take something of equal to what you're asking us to do. So they took Alphonse, but then something has happened where he's been able to transfer his brother's soul into the suit of armor. So is his body destroyed? Like, does he not have a body?
兄さん、ディオールの教師の噂、どう思う？
何もない空間から花を錬成するってんだろ。
Alphonse, my baby.
もしそうでなければ。
ああ、ひょっとするとひょっとするかもしれないな。
They're going to the same place that that woman is that was with gluttony.
それが賢者の石。これがあれば、アルの体を取り戻せるかもしれないのに。
Oh, he has lost his body.
アル、
何？
今度こそ当たりだといいな。
そうだね。
So they are trying to find it so they can bring his body back.
あらまた父さんの書斎を散らかして。
Oh, Alphonse is so small.
落書きじゃないよ。見てて。
それ、錬金術よね。
Oh my god.
父さんに習ったの？
いない人にどうやって習うのさ。やっちゃいけないことだった。
そんなことないわ。すごい。さすが父さんの子ね。
So their dad was an alchemist.
母さんが褒めてくれる。それが嬉しくて、俺たちは錬金術にのめり込んだ。流行り病に見舞われて、母さんは言ってしまった。
Oh
ち
no.
ゃん、お腹空いた。
Were they trying to bring their mom
寒
back?
いし、帰ろうよ。
And because they were trying to bring the mom back, it took someone else's life. Oh. Just two scared, lost children.
お母さんを元に戻せないかな。
Oh
で
no.
も、人間を作るのはやっちゃいけないことだって本に書いてあったよ。
だから、二人だけの秘密な。
いただきます。
They're so cute.
ほら、江戸も牛乳飲んじまいな。
牛乳嫌い。
飲まないとチビのまんまだよ。
あれが違うスーパーズババ
なんだってこの豆粒チビ。
ミニマムババ
マイクロチビ。
アリングサイズ。
ミジンコサイズ。
Atom sized.
学校で関係ない本読んで。授業ちゃんと聞か
Where is their dad? I wonder if their dad will crop up in the show.
ウィンリーには関係ねえよ。
ずるい。いつも二人で秘密にして。エド、ある？今日の晩ご飯シチューだってさ。やったー。
ああ、また後でな。
Alphonse.
それにしてもシチューを発
Oh,
明した
my
人は偉大だ。
baby.
牛乳が入ってるのにあんなにうまい。
なんだよそれ。
科学者にもそういう発想の転換が必要だな。
そんなもんかな。
They're experimenting with something that's way beyond their
そういう
ability
発
to
想が
do.
必要なんだよ。それから俺たちは母さんを蘇らせるために人体錬成について調べ、
No, they just
錬
wanted their
金術の先
mom.
生のもとで腕を磨いた。
Was that the guy that was in prison in episode 1?
母さんの笑顔を見たい。母さんとまた楽しく暮らしたい。その思いで俺たちは
The Crimson Alchemist? Oh.
魂の情報だ。
They're just babies trying to bring their mum back. They don't understand what they're trying to do. Requires an equal sacrifice, which is going to be Alphonse.
兄さんなんか変だよ。
Oh, Alphonse. Oh. Poor baby.
ようこそ身の程知らずのバカ野郎。
Jesus Christ.
うるさいな。お前が欲しがってたものだろ。
ものすごい量の情報を直接頭にぶち込まれたみたいだった。頭が割れそうだった。だけど唐突に理解した。これが真理。
どうだった？
Jesus.
そうだ。俺の人体連成理論は間違っちゃいなかった。お願いだ。もう一度見せてくれ。
So they experimented with something that wasn't correct and paid the price for it.
通行料。
Everything comes with a price.
10日交換だろ。錬金術師。
Equal sacrifice. Fuck me though.
こんなはずじゃ。ちくしょう。持っていかれた。助けて。俺が。母さん。母さん。
Oh my god.
嘘だ。血がこんなの。
アルフォンス。アルフォンス。俺のせいで。
Oh.
アルフォンス。ちくしょう。ちくしょう。
Oh.
返せよ。弟なんだ。
The trail of blood behind him.
心臓だろうがくれてやる。だから返せよ。たった一人の弟なんだよ。
Oh, he was only 10. But that's how he lost his arm. He sacrificed it to bring his brother back. My heart, though.
アイザック・マクドゥーガルに関する
Yeah,
最終
why
報告
was
書だ。
Isaac doing all
まだお前
this?
そのとこには届いてないだろう。
He fought in the war, so something must have triggered this rebellion.
秦国の練炭術。
そういうものがあるらしい。正直俺にはさっぱりだが、知ってるか？
いや、初耳だ。
なあ、なんだってエドを国家錬金術師にしたんだ。まだ子供なんだぜ。軍にいる以上、いつか地獄を見る羽目になる。俺たちみたいにな。
No, it's the father in him coming out because he has a kid, so he doesn't want them to
地
suffer.
獄なら見たさ。二人とも、もう十分にな。
Yeah, Ray knows about the human transmutation.
お客さんには。なちょっとあんた。軍
She's
人がいき
so
なりなんだい。
君たちの家に行ったぞ。なんだあのありさまは。何を作った？
He tried to bring his mum back.
ごめんなさい。許してください。ごめんなさい。ごめん
They're
なさい。
just kids.
ごめんなさい。
優れた錬金術師がいると聞いて訪ねてきたのですが、まさかこんな子供が不完全とはいえ人体錬成を行い、魂の定着まで成し遂げるとは。
He's a prodigy.
国家錬金術師になる資質が十分あります。
この子が血まみれで転がり込んできた後にね。私はこの子たちの家に行ったのさ。あれは、
A
あれ
monster.
は人間なんかじゃなかった。あんな恐ろしいものを作るのが錬金術なのかい？私は反対だね。 また地獄を見ろってのかい、この子たち。
Oh, she just wants to protect them.
リザさんは人を撃ったことがあるの？
Damn. The hard question.
父さんも母さんも戦場に連れて行かれて殺されたから。
Oh, all these poor children
エドとア
traumatized.
ルも連れて行こうとしてる。
行くかどうかはあの子たちが自分で決めることよ。
強制はしない。ただ私は可能性を提
He's
示す
gonna
る。
do it for
進
his
むのか
brother.
とどまるのか。
絶望のまま一生を終えるか、可能性を求めて軍に神戸を垂れるか。そこに可能性があるならば、元の体に戻るために前に進むべきだろう。たとえそれが泥の川だったとしても。
Gives him a sense of purpose and duty.
リザさんはなぜ軍人になったの？
守るべき人がいるから。
Ray?
帰るぞ。
はい。
Is she gonna become a soldier to protect Ed and Alphonse? I think we're gonna see her again, Winry.
来るでしょうか。
来るさ。
あの少年、無気力な目をしてましたけど。
Wouldn't
そ
you?
うかね。あれは火のついた目だ。
He'll do anything to bring his brother's body
もう
back.
決めたことだから。手術とリハビリでどれぐらいかかる？
だいたい3年ってとこだね。
1年だ。
血ヘドを吐くことになるよ。
ある。もう少し我慢してくれな。俺が元の体に戻してやる。
その時は兄さんの体も一緒だよ。
There's nothing stronger than a brother's love for their sibling. God, the music is
もう
so
体は完璧だ
good.
ね。
おう、あとは錬金術だ。あれ以来使ってないからな。
兄さん、す
おお、バッチリバッチリ。
ごいよ兄さん。冷静人もなしに。
あるもできるだろ。
できないよ兄さん。
It's from the knowledge he's seen.
私のオートメール返金。
俺の頭は変形してもいいのかよ。
Yes.
バグ。可愛げのねえ機械オートだぜ。
可愛げなくて結構。機械オタ結構。
So she made
あ
it?
んたが元の体に戻るまでサポートするって決めたんだから。
Oh, because she has someone she wants to protect.
誰？
バカ、キングブラッドレイ大相当か。
Who?
錬成人を描く道具は持っているか？
いらないよ。
Doesn't need it.
そんなもん。
錬成人もなしに。
これはなかなか。
Crazy.
っていう風に要人暗殺があるかもしれないからさ。この試験方法を見直した方がいいんじゃない？
なかなか肝は据わっておる。だが、世界の広さを知らん。
He has nothing to lose.
残りの試験も頑張りたまえ。若すぎる錬金術師よ。
エドが国家錬金術師になったら、この村出て行っちゃうの？
大相当も随分とまた皮肉な目を。
何？
いや、おめでとう。
大総統キングブラッドレーの名において、汝エドワード・エルリックを国家錬金術師
に任命し、
Full metal.
鋼を授ける。
国家錬金術師に与えられる二つの君が背負うその名は。
That's why they keep referring to him as Fullmetal Alchemist, like
いいね、
Crimson
その重
Alchemist.
苦しい感じ。背負ってやろうじゃねえの。リオールか。
She's in that castle, isn't she?
アルの体を元に戻す。
They're gonna run into her and Gluttony.
賢者の意志。
Oh, they were just babies. They're just little babies. The minute they said that alchemy required equal sacrifice when conducting it, and then they mentioned that the mum was passed, I was like, oh no. It was like, of course it's going to be to do with bringing their mom back because they were just children and they didn't have their dad around. He didn't even come back for their mom's funeral. So I have to wonder where their dad is and if their dad is going to play a role in the narrative because he hasn't been here. He isn't in the narrative so far, but he was an alchemist. We know that. They learned everything they could, and it looks as if he was serving as a state alchemist, so he just wasn't home, wasn't around. But his mom clearly loved and admired their father. For her to be so proud that her sons model the same talent for alchemy, that they're using his books, and instead of dissuading them, she's encouraging them because she wants them to excel. It's just so tragic that they lose their mum and they decide that they're going to do whatever they can to bring her back, but it's not right and it requires an equal sacrifice. And what they created was nothing short of an abomination, which is why the older lady is disgusted and doesn't want the children to suffer anything more than they already have been put through. But you cannot underestimate the loyalty and love that an older sibling has for their younger. And that seems to be Ed's driving force, not only to learn as much as he can about alchemy to be the best that he can be, because there is that fire and that drive to accumulate knowledge, but it is that desire to protect and restore his brother's body back to what it was, to make up for what was inevitably his mistake. His formula was wrong. He didn't do it correctly, and he knows that now. And as a consequence, Alphonse lost his body. So there has to be a great deal of guilt that comes with that. And again, I think we're going to see that guilt manifest in that attempt to make amends and pay the price for what he has done to his brother, that he feels that in a sense he needs to correct his mistake. But again, I'm still curious about the whole dynamic of the military, how it all works per se, because it's seen as if some people volunteer to become soldiers and some don't. Some are forced to go. I think Winry is going to become a soldier solely because it's shown that she really takes on what's being said to her about becoming a soldier to protect those that she cares about. So I think we're going to see more of Winry because this is kind of paving the fact that she cares enough for Ed and Alphonse that she wants to be there to help them as much as she can. She even says that she'll be with them until the end. So I think we're going to see more of her and their relationship dynamic. I can see them maybe being a bit of a romance between her and Ed if this series plays out with them aging up, because we've already seen them very young and now they're a bit older. So if this plays out in terms of we're watching them grow, then we could see sort of a relationship dynamic or a romantic dynamic, which would be quite cute because they've known each other since they were kids. And she's trying to comfort them by saying, you know, the more you cry, the more sad your mum will be. So maybe don't cry. And she lost her parents, and she was talking about her parents were made to fight and that's how they died. So it sounds as if maybe at some point there was forced conscription, that not everybody willingly wanted to fight in a war that's happened, because they keep referring to this battle. And it was the same one that Isaac fought in. And Isaac was saying, you were there to the Crimson Alchemist. You knew what it was like. You knew what we were made to do, which is making it seem as if they were forced to do something that was so heinous that it's completely broken all trust with the government and what they are doing, that it's completely undermined any faith that they have, that the government has their best wishes at heart. So I want to know what that is, but I imagine that they allude to it because it is going to play a bigger role in the future. Ishval That's it. I just had to go and have a quick look. It's Ishval that Isaac fought in. Where they're going, it looks as if they're going to the same place that we saw the lady from the first episode, where she was talking about how Isaac would have made a good sacrifice and then was having a go at that weird little bestial thing called gluttony. So I think we're going to see the 7 deadly sins kind of come into effect as well, because gluttony is such like a specific name choice. So if she is one of the sins, it would be interesting to know which one she is. I would have automatically said lust based on appearance, but I don't know. I think maybe wrath would also fit her quite well. It's just such a beautiful anime already. Like, the animation is so good, the voice acting is phenomenal, the music is amazing, but I just love the animation. I just think it's really cool. And the relationship dynamic that Ed and Alphonse have is so ride or die that they'll do anything for one another. And he's so determined to get his brother's body back that it's really easy to relate to him, especially as an older sibling myself. I have younger brothers. So I can see that connection in that I would do whatever I could to make sure that my brothers were protected. And the guilt that I would feel knowing that they paid a price because I did something or got something wrong would be immeasurable. And Ray recognizing that spark, that fire in him, that drive is all too real, because he is not just doing this for himself, but he's doing this for Alphonse. He wants to learn as much as he can. He saw a glimpse into the truth, and that's given him the ability to be able to essentially cast alchemy without the use of a summoning circle. But that also is propelling him to learn as much as he can, to bring his brother's body back, to restore his own body, but to maybe also bring his mother back. Maybe he still has that drive to bring her back, because he knows that what he did was incorrect. The way that they went about human transmutation was incorrect. He knows that the formula was wrong. So maybe he still has that desire to bring his mother back too. But I wouldn't say it's worth the risk after the price that he's already had to pay, with Alphonse's soul being locked into a suit of armor and him also losing his leg, but then sacrificing his arm just to be able to bond his brother's soul into that suit. My heart breaks for them, because they've already gone through so much. An absent father, a mother that's passed away. They've tried to bring her back in a desperate act to have some sense of family, and pay a price that they never really understood, because they were just kids. Al was 10 and Ed, I believe, was 12. So very young children, not fully understanding that everything comes with a price, and just desperately trying to restore their family as best as they can. It's just heart-wrenching, but it's so good already. I can't wait to see what they get up to in this village. They're still looking for that Philosopher's Stone, which, again, I said in the first episode, seems to be their driving force, is to find a Philosopher's Stone so that they can use it for their own ambition of bringing their bodies back. I really hope that Al does get his body back, but I'm not entirely sure. I think maybe part of this journey will be them coming to terms with the fact that there are some things that you cannot undo. There are some mistakes that you cannot erase, and sometimes we pay the price and we have to live with that. And then it's coming to terms with the guilt of knowing that you're never going to be able to restore your brother's body. So I think we're not gonna have the happy ending of Al's body being restored, or even Ed's body being restored as well, in terms of replacing his arm and his leg, but that we see them come to terms with the reality of the situation, that there's nothing they can do to undo what's been done, that they've paid this price and it's something that they have to live with. The consequences of it are immeasurable. It's going to impact the entirety of the rest of their life, but we'll see. We'll see. This is so good already. I enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed the first episode, and I cannot wait to watch every episode going forward. Honestly, the voice acting and the music and the animation is top notch. I'm so glad that this was highly recommended to me because it just it's just so good. It's so good. If you enjoyed this react, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment below to help boost this video into the algorithm. And until next episode, bye.